Good day everyone. So now I'll be reporting about science and technology in the 20th century. So scientific and technological innovations of the 20th century made life more convenient and comfortable. So we know naman na lahat ng technological natin ngayon is may era talaga na nagsimula ito. So may mga basis talaga ang lahat ng ito bago siya mas nag-evolve. So first, the quantum theory of Max Planck. So according to Planck's quantum theory, different atoms and molecules can emit or observe energy in discrete quantities only. The smallest amount of energy that can be emitted or observed in the form of electromagnetic radiation is known as quantum. So in simple terms, energy is not like a dimmer switch that increases as smoothly. It's more like steps on a staircase. An atom can jump from one energy level to another. So, but it cannot stop halfway. Next, relativity theory by Albert Einstein. So, Einstein's special theory of relativity states that the same laws of physics hold true in all inertial reference frames and that the speed of light is the same for all of observers, even those moving with respect to one another. So he has two ideas, which first, the idea is that the rules of physics are the same for everyone. The second idea is speed of light is always the same no matter how fast they're moving. So in simple terms, Einstein showed us that the time and space aren't fixed. They depend on how you're moving. That's the magic of relativity theory. So next, photoelectric effect. So Einstein also explained the phenomenon called photoelectric effect, where electrons are released from materials when hit by light. So his explanation showed that brighter light alone doesn't always release electrons. Second, if the photons don't carry enough energy, no electrons will be released. Third, if the photons have enough energy, electrons will be emitted immediately. Next, quantum mechanics. So, Erwin Schrödinger, I don't know how to pronounce it correct, but yeah, enabled scientists to develop semiconductors and atomic power. Schrödinger's addition on quantum mechanics proposed a partial gap equation for wave functions of particles such as electrons, which are only allowed in certain modes that are constrained for fixed regions. So unlike big objects in everyday life, these particles don't follow the usual rules for classical physics. Instead, they act in surprising ways, sometimes like particles, sometimes like waves. So this is where Erwin Schrödinger made a big breakthrough. He developed the Schrödinger equation, a mathematical formula that tells us how the wave functions of a particle changes. Next, the first successful rocket by Robert Goddard, believing that liquid propellants offered the most promise, he successfully launched the first liquid-fueled rocket on March 16, 1926 on a farm on Auburn. So, Robert H. Goddard, often called the father of modern rocketry, believed that liquid propellants had the greatest potential for space travel. So unlike solid fuels, liquid fuels could be controlled more easily and produce the more power. So here, nag-start ang rocket, mas nag-ano sila na, yes, pwede, possible na magkaing ato og thing, which is the rocket. So tapos, giana pod niya na it is more easy daw if it's liquid fuels than solid. So next, neutron. So James Chadwick's contribution to the atomic model was his discovery of the neutron. The neutron is a naturally charged subatomic particle that is about the same mass as the proton. So the neutron is that this discovery of the neutron not only improved the atomic model, but also opened the door to the development of nuclear energy and nuclear weapons, since neutrons play a key role in splitting atoms during nuclear reactions. Next, DNA cells. So Oswald Avery discovered that genes and chromosomes are carried by DNA cells. So Avery's experience proved that DNA is the molecule that stores and passes on genetic information from one generation to the next. This discovery laid the foundation for modern genetics and biotechnology, leading to advances such as DNA profiling, genetic engineering, and our deeper understanding of how traits are inherited. So next, DNA. Francis Crick and James Watson proposed the double helix model of the DNA, which depicts the double strand appearance of DNA opposite of each other. So here are the structure of DNA. So this model showed that DNA is made of two strands twisted around each other like a spiral staircase. The double helix model became one of the most important discoveries in biology, as it revealed the structure of the molecule that carries the instructions for life. Next, penicillin by Alexander Fleming, a drug against bacterial infection caused by Staphylococcus and Streptococcus. I don't know how to pronounce it correct, but yeah. Before its discovery, many common infections were deadly since there were no effective treatments. Penicillin worked by killing or stopping the growth of harmful bacteria, and saving countless lives. So here, the penicillin drug really contribute and save life because it really kills bacteria. Next is First Antibiotic by Howard Florey and Ernst Chain. The first antibiotic that could be mass produced, it was Howard Florey and Ernst Chain who transferred it into a usable and mass producible antibiotic. So while Fleming discovered penicillin, it was Howard Florey and Ernst Chain who turned it into the world first antibiotic that could be mass produced. So this made penicillin widely available to treat wounded soldiers in civilians, saving millions of lives. So mas naka-help, mas nag-wide ang mga natulungan because of this. So next, antibody formation process by Niels Jern. So Niels Jern expounded the antibody formation process that states that the body has its own antibodies that could fight antigen. So Niels Jern made an important contribution to immunology by explaining how the body forms antibodies. So he proposed that the body already has many different antibodies prepared in advance. So this idea showed that the immune system is not creating antibodies from scratch each time, but rather choosing from antibodies that already exist. Next, polio vaccine by Jonas Salk. So Jonas Salk played a vital role in achieving this success by being the first to devise and implement a safe and effective vaccine against polio. So Jonas Salk played a role in media history by developing the first safe and effective vaccines against polio in 1915. Salk's vaccine used inactivated or killed poliovirus, which could not cause the disease but train the body's immune system to fight it. Next, oral polio vaccine. Sabin's vaccine was live attenuated using the virus in weakened form, and could be given orally as drops or a sugar cube. So after Jonas Salk's breakthrough, Albert Sabin developed another type of polio vaccine. So his version was a live attenuated vaccine which used weakened form of the virus. This made it easier to distribute, especially to children, and allowed mass vaccination campaigns worldwide. So next, human immunodeficiency virus led to the awareness of the causes of acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS, and the measures needed to avoid contracting HIV. So with this awareness, health experts were able to promote preventive measures such as safe practices, blood screening, and education campaigns to help people avoid contracting HIV. Next, first cloning in animals. So Dolly was successfully performed before the end of 20th century. So this breakthrough was a huge success in the field of genetic research, building on the foundation first laid by Gregor Mendel in 1866. So he discovered the basic principles of heredity. Next, aircraft. So Orville and Wilbur Wright, the Wright brothers inaugurated the aerial age with the world's first successful flights of power heavier than air flying machines. So this achievement inaugurated the aerial chip, proving that controlled power flight was possible. Next, automobile. So the first production model of the automobile was launched by Henry Ford in 1908. So this jump-started many innovations on automobiles headed by various pioneering car companies. So we know na dami na talagang innovations karon na mga cars, sports cars, very high-tech na talaga. Next is Sputnik. So the Soviet Union launched the first artificial satellite named Sputnik and instigated the first manned space flight in 1961. So his successful flight proved that humans could survive and travel beyond Earth's atmosphere. So here mas ang scientists na yes, it is possible na makaano og man doon sa outer space. Next, also here, the Apollo 11 mission, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration spearheaded the space programs Mercury and Apollo. In 1969, Apollo 11 landed on the moon. So this achievement marked a giant leap of science and technology, proving that humans could reach and explore another world. So these great achievements in transportation allowed humans, goods, and services to reach different parts of the world. So to conclude, all these innovations have significantly changed the way humans live and view the world. So kasi ang daming na-discover this era and mas nag-start and nakabal sila na yes possible and now mas nag-evolve ang lahat. So that's all. Thank you.